This is Win News.
Tonight, a contractor charged over the death of Jason Garrels. 2 council workers save a life. And superboats set to return to the Fraser Coast. Good evening. First tonight, police have charged an electrical contractor with manslaughter more than 4 years after the death of Jason Garrels at a Clermont building site. The 20-year-old worker was electrocuted while carrying a switchboard box. 2 local council workers are being called heroes after they rushed to the aid of a man suffering an epileptic seizure on a Maryborough road. Danny Davis is very grateful the men were there to help save his life.
Cars were driving around him as he was lying on the road, suffering an epileptic fit.
Just didn't look right, and then he just dropped down on the road in front of our job sites.
2 quick-thinking council workers at a nearby construction site saw him and raced over to help.
People were walking by, driving past, and it was finally the council guys that realised they had a problem, and they came to my aid.
They dragged Danny off the bitumen and saved his life.
We got him off the road, got him up onto the footpath, called him an ambulance, gave him a drink of water, and yeah, just sat with him and made sure he was all right.
These everyday heroes stayed by his side until an ambulance arrived.
Someone had to do something, you know. Luckily, Pete and myself were at the right place at the right time.
Peter and Tony were shocked. Other passers-by made no attempt to help.
It's not nice. I'm pretty sure 99% of people, if they were in that position, they'd want someone to help.
I seen them this morning and they're amazing. They are absolutely amazing.
Council agrees that these guys are standout members of our community.
It's quite heartwarming, and it's great to know that there are people in the community that are there for the benefit of other people.
With epilepsy, it's important to know how to help. It can mean the difference between life and death.
Remain calm, call 000 immediately, and then just remove anything around the patient that could cause them injury, and if able, roll the patient to their side.
Peter and Tony will tell you it was no big deal, but really it was.
Oh, it's a good deed. Yeah, no, it's a good feeling.
Courtney Becht, Win News.
The Coalition has claimed victory in the federal election, yet the seat of Flynn is still too close to call. Postal votes have put LNP candidate Ken O'Dowd in the lead by more than 900 votes. Labor's Zach Beers had been well in front, but the LNP crept past him over the weekend. Incredibly, there were only 7 votes between them on Friday night. Even when the final tally is known, it's likely that a recount will be requested. Stay with us after the break. Locals urged to jump on the booze-free bandwagon for Dry July, and Christmas comes early, all for a good cause. Welcome back. Christmas seems to come around quicker every year, and it arrived particularly early for those at the Scarness foreshore at the weekend. A rare visitor made a special appearance to raise funds for the Fraser community Meals on Wheels. To sport now, and it sounds like 2 Bundy basketball teams won't be having a celebratory drink anytime soon during July.
No, yeah, both in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Tash, the Bears and Bulls finals hopes are fading quickly after 2 more defeats, plus triathlete Maddie Hauser enjoys another emphatic win overseas, and Harvey Bay's winning run in the BRL continues. That's all next. Welcome back. You're watching Win Local Sport. We'll start with triathlon, and Harvey Bay's Matthew Hauser has been crowned champion at another international event, this time the Osaka Sprint Triathlon Asian Cup. The 18-year-old finished first in front of his closest rivals by 18 seconds in Japan. It's another impressive result for the 3-time junior Oceania champion, continuing his brilliant run of form in the lead-up to the World Triathlon Championships. The world titles start in Mexico on September 11. To basketball, the terrible run of form for both Bundaberg teams is also continuing, with surprise defeats against the University of the Sunshine Coast Rip City. The Bears couldn't recover from a poor start to fall by 17. Meantime, in the men's, the Bulls blew an 8-point lead at 3-quarter time as Rip City snatched a 5-point victory. most of the footy season's coming in towards the pointy end. Going to be very interesting over the next few weeks, but that's a wrap for tonight.
It's exciting times ahead. Thanks, stay with us. Coming up, Corinne's in. She'll have you weather details for the working week ahead.
Good evening. Well, a partly cloudy and mild start to the week. Some deceptively powerful surf conditions are expected over the next couple of days, and we're expecting some showers towards the end of the week as well. I'll have the details in a moment. Tonight's viewer photo, this is thanks to James Pellant, who took this beautiful shot on a grey day with some welcome rain. If you have a photo you'd like to share, you can email weather@winqld.com.au or send it to me on Twitter. Temperatures today, 1770 dropped to 14 degrees this morning, 7 degrees to start the day in Monto, 25 the top for Bundaberg and Gayndah today. Hervey Bay and Sandy Cape reaching tops of 23 degrees, 25 the top for Maryborough today. Kingaroy dropped to just 5 degrees this morning, 17 the minimum for Rainbow Beach, and Gympie 10 degrees this morning, 23 was the top. On the charts, there's cloud over western and southern Queensland with a low pressure trough. We're seeing light patchy rain. There's low cloud along the coast. Moist onshore winds are triggering a few showers. There's a high in the Tasman that extends a ridge across Queensland. A surface trough over the southwest is moving east. It'll move into eastern Queensland tomorrow. Warmer air will lie across the state ahead of the trough and cooler air in its wake. So tomorrow, fine and mostly sunny. That's in the north. High cloud over southern Queensland with some patchy light rain. Temperatures will be well above the July average for much of the state and cooler for the southwest. Also deceptively powerful surf conditions developing for southern beaches. The Wide Bay Burnett, partly cloudy tomorrow. Winds will be north to northwesterly, reaching 20 kilometres per hour in the morning and then light for the early afternoon. And as I mentioned, deceptively powerful surf conditions tomorrow for coastal activities, particularly rock fishing and swimming. Bundaberg 25 and partly cloudy. Hervey Bay dropping to 14 degrees in the morning, 12 degrees to start the day in Maryborough, partly cloudy for Gympie, heading for a top of 25, and Kingaroy 11 degrees for that minimum. Heading offshore, north to northwesterlies, about 10 knots, increasing 10 to 15 in the evening. Seas below 1 metre, and we've got a southeasterly swell, 1.5 metres, but increasing to 2 metres offshore. Here's the tidal diary. You can expect high tide for Hervey Bay just after 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Low tide sitting at around 8:30 in the morning. 2:45 in the afternoon, that high tide for Burnett Heads. On our beaches tomorrow for a wave, you can try Rainbow Beach tomorrow, a nice spot for a swim. Head to Kelly's Beach. Sunrise 6:34, sunset 14 minutes past 5, and the outlook for the next 7 days. 25 early fog, then mostly sunny. Sunshine for Wednesday, 22 degrees. But on Thursday, we could see some rain. Rain also on Friday, heading for a top of 19. And rain at times on the weekend as well at this stage, Saturday and Sunday, with a top of 20 degrees on Sunday. Just a possible shower for Monday. So Natasha and Lincoln, early fog.
Thanks, Corinne, and that's all we have for you for this Monday.
Before we go, remember you can follow us online these days on the Win News Wide Bay Facebook page. We're also on Twitter, and if you have a news story for us, please let us know online on there.
And thanks for choosing Win News for your local news.
Project's up next. We'll see you again tomorrow night at 6 p.m.
See you then. Good night.
Good night.
This has been a Win News presentation. Win News, Regional Australia's #1 news source.